Hi, in this movie we're going to talk about UVM provided file storage on some of its servers and the utilities that are in place allowing you to store files that are backed up every night under your account name. So in order to do this, we will go to the location where this is done, and it's called webfiles.uvm.edu. And I've been here before, so what would happen next for you would be that you would be prompted to enter your NetID and your password. Once you would do that, then you would come to the screen that we're currently on. Now you'll notice on the side panel here that there's a couple of different places where you can store your files. There's a folder called Files Home and a folder called Files Shared. Then there's also a folder called Zoo Files Home and Zoo Files Webpage. I'm going to talk about putting things under Zoo Files because that's what I'm used to doing. And I'll try to talk a little bit about why I use Zoo Files. Number one, Zoo is the name of the server that the computer is on. And so if I click onto that folder, you will see that within it are many other folders that I have created over time that store all of my work at the university. Now, this area is private. So in other words, I'm the only person who can see these files when I log in using my NetID and password. So what I've done over time certainly is make folders to hold the kind of work for my research or for my courses. So I just want to show you one, like when I was working on my dissertation, I created a folder called SAL Dissertation Research. Let me just click on that a second. And then you'll see within that I have a couple of different folders for specific purposes. So I want to look right now at the interview notes and transcriptions. No, I'm sorry, actually I want to look at the IRB Digital Storytelling folder. Let me click on that. And just show you that within this one folder, these are all the files that I created that had to do with the IRB proposal that was necessary to do my dissertation research. So for this class, it would be wise for you to do a similar type thing, to create a file folder, to store your files in on a remote server. This doesn't mean necessarily that you don't need to store them on your own computer, but if you store them here as well, then you are assured that you have a backup copy in case anything ever happened to your home computer. Now this works in a hierarchy. You'll see here is the whole path. So we're in this folder, IRB Digital Storytelling, which is in the folder SAL Dissertation Research, which is in Zoo Files Home. So this up arrow here is a way to move up that hierarchy or up the ladder. So now we just went up one step and another step. And actually, my cursor is so sensitive that I went all the way to the very top again to Files Home. So I want to go back here again in Zoo Files. Click on this folder for Zoo Files so that I see my file folder showing up here. And I want to make a new folder. So I go to File, New, Folder. And I'll make it for this course that we're in right now. So it's EDFS 380, and I'll put Fall 2012 and say OK. So you should do something similar to this. Create a folder for this class so that you can store important work in it. So here it is now showing up in my list. If I click on this folder to open it, I can now upload some documents to it. So let's say I want to upload the syllabus. So I click the upload button, and then this box appears. If I click in here, I can browse my computer to look for it. Now I actually use Dropbox for many things, and that's also in this lesson. But I want to go to this, our class, our e-research class. This is something Carol and I share together. And then I want to find our syllabus for the course. So here it is. I'm going to choose it, say open, and then upload. So now on the Zoo server, I have a file folder for the course, and within that folder I have one of the files. So let me just back this up again. So within Zoo Files, here's my folder, EDFS 380 Fall 2012, and it says New next to it. So now I can feel assured that I have a backup copy of that document. Now the one other thing I wanted to point out was that on Zoo has two different kinds of folders. This folder that's called Home is private and only you will see what's in it. But if you put files in the folder that says Zoo Files Web Page, you are actually having the ability to put web pages on or documents on the server, but they become publicly accessible through the internet. So for example, I have a lot of different websites that I've created over time, and so all of these folders that are here are publicly accessible folders. So I just want to show you one example. So this one, for example, on HE Technology, shows you all the pages I have that I created to create a website that was about, the use of technology in higher education. I did this quite a number of years ago. In fact, you can see the dates on last time these were modified were back in 2002 or 2004. So just another example here. I would just want to show you, if I go to a brand new website, I can get to this page by typing a unique address, and all of you would have this same capability. Once you have a net ID, your net ID also becomes part of the address for your internet web pages. So you can say www.uvm.edu, a tilde, and then your net ID / Now I am going to go to a set of web pages I made. Remember that are in the HE Technology folder. So let's just see what happens when I type this address on the web. Up pops my web page. So you can see this is a site that I created a number of years ago for a particular purpose. So as a UVM student, you do have the ability to create websites using UVM as your core server under your net ID, and then any folder that you create past that becomes the location for these web files that can be accessed by other people on the web. So I'm just going to go back to our webfiles uvm.edu location. So again, I just want to point out, we can go up a level. So anything in this folder under web pages, accessible on the web, anything in this folder is accessible only to me. So we wanted you to be aware that as a UVM student, you have the capability to protect your files in a very secure location that is associated with your UVM net ID and password.